So first thing, I'm going to go to Quizlet. So you're part of the Quizlet classroom if you've joined and been working on some of our flashcards. And you can click this button, Create, to create a set of flashcards. So I've already started my set of flashcards, so I'll be clicking Edit instead of Create, but you will click Create, so Edit. So the idea behind this set of flashcards is to create 10 cartes, 10 cards, about an area of your interest. So what I wrote on Google Classroom was, if you like sports, you can do sports. If you like art, you could search art words. If you like one specific science topic, you can research 10 words up to do with that. It's up to you, as long as the words are not names of people in places that don't have translations in French that are helpful knowing. So for example, if you'd like to do Star Wars, then searching for R2D2 as a translation won't really be helpful, but you could do spaceship, planet, war, words like that. So I've created the title for mine, Personal Interest Flashcards, and L'Égypte ancienne, or Ancient Egypt, is the topic of my flashcards. Down below, this is where you create your flashcards, 1, 2, 3, and every time you add a card, you click here, which I'll be doing in one moment. So j'ai déjà 8 mots, I already have 8 words, une pyramide, a pyramid, une momie, a mummy, les hiéroglyphes, hieroglyphs, and you'll notice that le pharaon, the pharaoh, un chat, a cat, le Nile, a lot of the words that I'm using are super similar in French and English, so having the English translation there might not actually really help me learn, so I might backspace these these English translations, and I might only use an image to help me understand. So we'll learn more about that after. So, pyramide, mummy, pharaon, hiéroglyphe, un chat, le Nil, un sarcophage, un sphinx. These are 8 words to do with ancient Egypt. So I'd like to add 2 more. And to do this, I might have to use Google Translate or wordreference.com. So a 9th word to do with ancient Egypt that I would like to search is mummification. So mummification is where they would preserve dead bodies and extract the organs so that they could be put in jars and kept inside the sarcophagus. So the sarcophagus is like a big coffin, and they would put organs in the jars inside the sarcophagus, in addition to the riches and fancy possessions of the person being buried, sometimes even their pets with them who were also mummified, but they would put those in the sarcophagus so that those people could take these objects with them to the next life. So mummification is the word I'd like to search. And here's my translation, mummification. So mummification, mummification. Google Translate is nice because if I don't know how to spell the word in English that I'm trying to translate, I can say it. Mummification. Mummification. It's also nice because if I don't know how to pronounce the French translation, I can hear it.
Mummification.
And it'll even say it slower if I press it twice.
Mummification.
So fast.
Mummification.
Slow.
Mummification.
Mummification. So this is helpful because on my flashcards, I'd like to add pronunciation. Mummification. Mummification. Quizlet is really good at predicting what definition you might be using, so it makes creating flashcards really fast. So let's see. Oh, it's not guessing this one. Mummification, normally it predicts the words. So mummification, mummification. Now that it knows the word, it might actually have a cool image. Oh, Perfect. So here's some clip art, and these are two people who are mummifying this body here and wrapping it to preserve it. So that's the image I'd like to add. So mummification might be a tricky pronunciation to remember if I come back to study tomorrow or the next day. So let's add pronunciation. I'll click on the microphone. I'll hold the space bar on my computer to record. Mummification. Mummification. If I don't like how it sounded, I can put it in the trash and try again. Hold the space bar. Mummification. Mummification. All right, I like it. And I can also listen to how Quizlet says it. It's a little bit of a robot voice, but if you need a reminder.
Mummification. Mummification.
Perfect. So I would like a 10th card because in grade 4 or 5 I said you could do 7 to 10, so I'm going to shoot for 10. Let's add one more card, and this time we can search on word reference. So let's add a noun. Maybe a tomb. Tomb. When you search a word, you want to make sure that it says EN, English, at the left and not French. So, tombe, tombe, une tombe. It's feminine. So I'd like to include that with my card, une tombe, because that is going to help me know more about the word, that it's féminin, une tombe. It's a feminine word, not a masculine word. So I can know this on Google Translate by adding the word a or the beforehand. A tomb. Oh, it didn't hear me, so I'll add a tomb. Une tombe.
Une tombe.
So this is on word reference as the F, une, and you see here it describes it. So articles that are feminine take la, or they take une, whereas things that are masculine like tombeau take, le or un. So here on my card, une tombe, it's already predicting grave, tomb, or both. And I'd like to add an image. It's already got some choices for me. Une tombe. I can scroll through and see. And it's even picking Egyptian themed ones, which is nice. I like this one because it gives the outside view. Great. And I haven't added my pronunciation, so I'll do that. Une tombe. Une tombe. Perfect. Okay, the last thing I want to show you before I save is that you can actually add a gif instead of an image. So I'm going to put this image of une mummy in the trash, and instead I'll select image and upload your own image. So I've already searched for a mummy gif, and I'm going to add that one. And look, it's loading, but I can have a GIF instead. A little bit more entertaining. So this is what I got from searching on Google. GIF of a mummy. Okay, so I've got my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cartes. And again, later you can take out the English translation because it's not always necessary, especially when English and French share thousands of words. The translation sometimes looks the same, so I'm going to just take them out. And my image will be my reference point. So this is like Duolingo. Duolingo tries not to always give you the translation. It tries to teach you by using the images. Done. Okay, so here's my flashcards. If you want to edit, you can edit. If you'd like to edit, you click here, and you can always add more cards to mix them up a little bit later. So here's my cards. The learn function. I see the image, je vois les pyramides, and I have to remember une tombe, une momie, un sarcophage, une pyramide. Une pyramide, momification, un sphinx, un sarcophage, sarcophagus. So that's the learn function. You see the image and you pick the correct answer. The right option, you see the image, tu vois l'image, and you have to write the answer, une pyramide. And you're given one accent choice because in all of my 10 words, the only accent that I used in French was this one, so it's only giving me that option. This was momification. Correct. If you make a mistake, let's find out what happens. So these are hieroglyphs. This is tricky to spell. Hieroglyph. And let's say I forget the E, because in English I think it's hieroglyphs, and I forget about the E. Oh, it's telling me I need to study this one, and it shows me my mistake. Les hiéroglyphes. I need an E. Okay, if I go to the spell option, this one's good for listening to your pronunciation and typing what you hear. So let's listen.
Momification.
Momification. Let's see how I did. Good.
Un sarcophage.
Un sarcophage. So again, I'm going to make a mistake to see what happens here. Un sarco, and maybe I think phage in French is with an F, which it sometimes is, but here it's a PH. Un sarcophage. Oh, incorrect.
U-N. Sarcophage.
Un sarcophage. So it crossed out the F and it replaced it with a PH to teach me the right way to spell the word. Finally, test is when you've practiced a little bit and you've practiced writing and spelling, you can test yourself. So let's see. You have 3 written questions. Je vois l'image, un chat. Le pharaon, the pharaoh. I think I've got it correct. And le Nil, the Nile River, which runs through Northeast Africa, through Egypt. Now I have matching questions, so I have to match the word to the image. So number 1, une tombe, I think that's B. Number 2, une momie, maybe I get confused, I think it's C. Oops. And I think A is for number 3. Let's see how it does when I get correct, when the test gets marks. So multiple choice, les hiéroglyphes, momification, and I have true-false questions as well. So it's pointing here. So this image, is it un sarcophage? True. This image here, is it une pyramide? Let's say I make a mistake here, okay? False. Let's check the answers. Okay, so un chat, le pharaon, le Nil, correct, B, incorrect, C. So the answer here, une momie, it's not this one, it's this one. So it corrects you and it gives you a grade. So you can always redo the test at the bottom, create new test, and it will scramble up all those words and give you a new test. Finally, you get to play the matching and gravity games that we played in class to see if you can beat your classmates at your set of cards. So once you've created your 7, 8, 9, or 10 flashcards, you have 7 to 10 that you can make. You save, and then I'll be able to see the cards that you made. So pick an area of interest for you, find 7 to 10 vocabulary words around this subject, and create your set of flashcards. Et c'est tout. Au revoir.